what I would say about wives or girlfriends respecting husbands and so forth, right? I think from my personal experience, a wife is going to, or a girlfriend is going to respect a husband if, right, they have respect for themselves and they have a high self-esteem for themselves. Let me repeat that. A wife or a girlfriend is going to respect their husband if they have high self-esteem and respect for themselves. You gain respect in marriage by making sure that you have a purpose. And it's not just your relationship, it's a purpose in the world. It's a purpose in the world. You have to be on your job. That's why many of us, when we talk about marriage and so forth, we make it seem easy because our focus is on our purpose. And our purpose is whatever it is that we are supposed to be doing. And it's not just to hold her shoes or to hold her hand. It's to be about our purpose, go about doing the things that we're responsible for doing, and that's going to garner self-respect from your spouse. She's going to respect you if you are about doing your stuff. And here's what I would say are ways that you can, increase your self-respect in order for you to get her to respect you if you are in a relationship that you feel like you're not getting the respect. Find your purpose. Find your true purpose and your meaning. That's the number one thing, guys. Find your true purpose and your meaning. How can you expect, to be respected, right, when you don't even respect yourself? Finding your true purpose and your meaning starts with a whole lot of soul searching, and ultimately it may not lead you to a final answer, but asking a question of what you're supposed to be doing, what path you're supposed to be on, is where you should start. It's where you should start. Okay? Find your true purpose and your meaning into this world, and that's going to be a good place for you to learn to respect yourself, which in turn causes others to respect you as well, your partner, your spouse, and so forth. Another way that I would say is to give freely without strings attached. When you give others and you give to others, it makes us feel better about ourselves. But just don't make sure that you don't have any ulterior motives with that, right? So giving with strings attached and having expectations for others is going to lead you to, diminishing the original intention of you giving in general. So give freely. Yeah, you have to have an abundance mindset. One of the things that I do often, my wife doesn't know a lot of the stuff that I do, right? I spend a lot of time with, people and give people my time, but also spend time with her family members and so forth. And for instance, we, on the way up to Wisconsin this Christmas trip, we went and visited my niece in Oklahoma. And wherever the University of Oklahoma is, in Norman. So we stopped there, we had lunch, or whatever it was, we had dinner. And we had, my niece and I had a side conversation. My wife and the kids went to the bathroom. And she was telling me that she was going to Disney. So I shot her $250 in Venmo. Well, long story short, we're back in, Wisconsin, and her dad calls, my brother-in-law, calls Teresa, which is her brother, right? And it's like, oh, well, what are you doing for the kids for Christmas and so forth? And Teresa's like, oh, I'm going to, give, my niece some extra money, blah, blah, blah. He was like, why are you giving her additional money? You guys just gave her some money. And she had no idea about that I gave her the $250 because she was going to Disney, right? But it's giving freely without strings attached. Like doing things for people without expecting something in return. That's the prime example of that. Taking care of people, having an abundance mindset, and so forth. I would also say is this too, guys. It's, carving out time in your life for your hobbies and your activities to help you grow as a person. Jumping on YouTube on a Saturday morning, being consistent with giving a message out is work, right? But it also shows that I'm committed to doing something and to improving myself and to grow as a person, right? So spending time with your partner is important to learn and grow within your relationship. However, growing as an individual is just as important of a priority. And challenging yourself to learn and to experience new things on your own improves your confidence and your self-esteem. So getting up on a Saturday morning, doing shows like this to improve how I communicate, to improve how I deliver on a message, to share my message to other people, is carving out time for my life to do work for my hobbies, signing up for a coaching class, signing up for a boot camp. These things are admirable. Oh, how do you find time to do this? Well, you do these things, you're building up your confidence, you're building up your self-esteem. That's going to project into your partner and your spouse as well, too. Okay. And here's a big one. Here's a big one that I would say is very important for a relationship. In order for you to get the respect that you want, guys, is you have to remove negative people from your life. You really have to focus on removing negative people from your life. You know, trying to change for the better is hard enough, but trying to change amongst people who are critical or negative about you, you know, making changes in life is really, you know, detrimental to you evolving as a person. So make sure that you also control your environment that you're in, and removing negative people from out of your life is very, very important in order for you to get the respect that you want in your life, in your relationship. Another one is to say no. Guys, say no and mean it. When you're not going to do something, you don't want to do something, say no. One of the quickest ways to, you know, get rid of your self-esteem or to erode your self-esteem is to go along with what others tell you to do. You don't have to follow. You can say no. When you don't want to do something, just say no. It results in pushback made sometimes, but it's going to help you with your own self-esteem. You have control then. You're going to feel more respect. You're going to feel more respect for yourself, which then in turns is going to make others feel respected as well too, or respect you as well too. One of the things I like to tell you guys is this. And this is not just in your professional life, but also in your personal life as well too. Celebrate your accomplishments, guys. You know, I think with people with low self-esteem and a lack of self-respect, they often are, you know, very reluctant to celebrate their accomplishments. You know, they are afraid to come across as arrogant or braggadocious, right? Nah, man. When you close a deal, when you buy a house, when you know, get praise from your boss, when you know, have success in a meeting that you didn't think that was going to be successful, right? When your wife, you know, does something for you in this accomplishment, guys, celebrate your accomplishments. Celebrate them. I talk about them all the time. Brag. Pull out your book. Celebrate your accomplishments. It's going to make you feel more respectful to yourself, right? It's going to boost your self-esteem, but it's also going to in turn show people that you're worth something. You're valuable, right? It motivates you to accomplish more and continue growing, right? And I would also say this, guys, this is the most important one. This is the most important one. Make sure you surround yourself with motivating and inspiring people. You have to surround yourself with motivating and inspiring people. You know, whether that's being part of people's patrons, the Black Heights Patron, right? Where we inspire each other and motivate each other to do better every single day, to challenge each other. Removing the negative from people in your life, but also surrounding yourself with very positive people who are successful, motivating, and inspiring. Raise the bar. People who will raise the bar so high that you could become a person that will be part of that bar raising. And it's easy to do now. Join the Black Heights Patreon. We had a Patreon member in the month of January, right? In the month of January, we've had a lot of success from our Patreon members in the Black Heights community. One person negotiated a 25% increase on their salary. And not only that, got equity into a company as well too. Went from $90,000 to over $120,000 a year. Crushing it. How do you continue to make sure you're raising the bar for yourself? You have to motivate each other. You have to inspire each other. You have to learn from each other. You have to be around people who are getting it done. So surround yourself with motivating and inspiring people is what I would say as well too. And those are things that I would say it's going to cause your partner to respect you. Okay? Those are things that's going to cause your partner to respect you. I can just tell you that right now. You want to increase your self-respect, right? You want to have a high self-esteem. It has to start with yourself first. Don't be looking for your wife or your partner to do that for you. It starts with yourself first. If you have a high level of respect for yourself and a high self-esteem, that's going to project on other people as well. And respect means admirational, seeing somebody who has good qualities. And if you're not getting that respect from your partner or your girlfriend, then it's a problem with you. Okay? It's a problem with you. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be blunt. You may not be on your purpose. You may not know your meaning. You may not be giving freely without strings attached. You may not be carving time in your life to do things like grow. You may have a whole bunch of negative people around you. You may be a yes man. You want to say no, but you can't. You don't have a spine. You don't have any accomplishments to celebrate. And you don't surround yourself with motivating people potentially. So if you change a little bit of that, I think you will be in a good place to have a long-lasting relationship. Definitely garner the respect that you want in the marriage, in a relationship as well too. So that's my game on that one, guys. Wanted to drop that one in here and give my ideas of what makes a successful marriage, but also how you can get the respect from your partner in a relationship. And this is coming from someone who's been married for 10 years. And I appreciate you, Miss Wade, for putting up with me and so forth. And I would say this, right? I wouldn't be able to do the stuff that I do if I didn't have a woman like that with me. So let me get to the chats real quick. King says that sounds like Will Smith. I say this. Will Smith is a guy who has, a lot of, self-respect. And, he has a lot of accomplishments and a high self-esteem during certain times. But you got to remember, there's times in our lives where we may lose it. There may be something, he's hit the peaks in his life a lot of the times. And, sometimes it's hard to continue to do the things that you've done before in the past to stay at the top. That's why you got to have a motto. And I spoke about that in a Patreon video, right? Have a motto in your life. When you reach certain points and you already had success, it's kind of hard. The human nature is to kind of calm down. And I think Will Smith in general, he's reached and had so much success that where he's calmed down, man. He may have lost a bit of, respect for himself and, self-esteem. Yeah. And if you think about that, though, he can get back on track relatively fast. So, Gadget 2 is unlimited. Say, morning, all BH, man. Self-esteem is the most important and the most lacking. Yes, absolutely. Kamal Miller says, yes, will prove that being rich in a relationship is meaningless if you don't have respect. It's true, man. It's absolutely true. Tangeray, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Respect, self-esteem, positive mindset, giving freely, and growth. Yes, King said, facts on the negative people, even if they're family. I agree. Black Dove, big facts. BLLC, peace to the family. I appreciate you for being here. BLLC, coming to us from Wisconsin. We'll join Black soon. Teresa Wade is in the chat as well, too. Thank you so much, babe, for joining for dropping the Patreon link as well. And PAT to Miss Wade says, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Black Eyes channel. Munir Saloom. Muniro, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing wonderful. Beautiful words there. Married for 9 years here, too. I appreciate that, brother. And congratulations to you. That's a long time, brother. That's a long time. But beautiful. I love, marriage is beautiful. I say it all the time. And much respect to the married men out here as well, too. So I just wanted to give that advice. And here's what I'm going to do next, guys. I'm going to get into talking about what we always talk about, right? Salaries and tech. Some of us want to continue to get to the bag. Some of us want to continue to get to the bag, and Uncle Antoine's going to tell you how you can do so. NVIDIA.